Dr. Jen, here's what I want to ask you. If I genuinely watch this, talk to my kids, and I check my gut, I'm not worried about my teenager right now.
Right.
Is there anything I can be doing to strengthen them or our communication or our relationship for when I am worried, for when they are having a hard time?
First thing I think is so important is to be talking, right? It's so easy in the age of devices that we are sitting next to each other and not saying a word because we're watching something together maybe, but we're all on our devices. So create opportunity for conversation, go for walks, ride in the car together, whatever you might need to do, and create that safe space so that when there is a problem, they can come to you and feel like that's a safe and welcoming environment. Is that something that you kind of recommend to parents too?
Another thing that I really suggest that parents do is ask their kids really open-ended questions about that assume distress, that say, when you're really uncomfortable, when somebody does something that you can't stand, or when you're sick of your own four walls or whatever, what helps you? What things change your mood? As if you have no idea, because chances are you have no idea. And learning about managing discomfort, asking them to think through, what do I do when I'm uncomfortable?
Right. And when we teach a lot of skills in my practice, and one of them we teach is called distress tolerance, right? How do I get through this moment without making the moment worse? And so often those are skills that we do all the time. I love to listen to music, but when I feel stressed out, I forget to listen to music. So in having those conversations kind of in a less intensive, emotionally charged way, we can remind ourselves, oh, right, that's something I love. Let's do that when I'm feeling less than fabulous, and kind of re-engaging in those so that I don't step into that really dark place without asking for help.
Another thing that I really encourage parents to do is to talk to their kids about when, not if, things are bad. And as parents, we want to picture our kids' lives in the future as just being better and better and better. So it can be really hard for us to feel like we're saying, hey, when you're miserable, when you go off to college, or you're at your friend's house someday, or whatever, we want to say, if something bad, but if gives them the sense that they failed if that happens.
Right.
So when we talk about when you take this job that you applied for and you're so excited to get, when you hate it, how will you handle that? Can be shocking to them, but it really allows them to see past what they might perceive as failure and start to figure out some coping strategies.
Yep. And to prepare for disappointment, because it's inevitable. And I think this year has taught us it's not about if, it's about when, right? We've been sitting in the when this next step. So I think that's a beautiful way to kind of highlight it for so many, myself included, to start to think about, we know these things are going to happen, and if I can kind of figure out what the roadblocks might be, I can navigate the disappointment, the excitement, the ups, the downs, all of those things much more effectively.
Dr. Jen, before we end, I just wanted to ask you, in your practice, what do you tell parents about relating their own experiences of mental distress with their kids?
It's so important to make it relatable, right? I think one of our favorite statements from teenagers, you just can't possibly understand, right? So it's my favorite thing to hear. So I think being able to share our experience is important. And you have to be very mindful not to put your experience onto your child. I think, and I'm sure you see that with parents all the time, right? Like, when I was, now it becomes about me, not about you. So we want to be like, yes, I can understand how that happened. And sometimes I encourage parents to even say, can I share how I had that experience, and kind of ask for permission to give that, because
that is really smart.
Then the kids are hearing that answer, not just being like, oh yeah, there's my parent giving me that answer again. So I think being able to share, but not become a burden. And then your child has to take care of you. So important. And ask if it's okay.
I love modeling that asking. The other hack that I've used as the parent of teens that I want to recommend is, when your child is obviously distressed, or like just something happened that they didn't want to, or isn't happening that they wished would, and you want to fix it for them, is to first say, hey, I'm so glad you shared that with me, or I know something's going on. Would you like empathy, advice, or intervention? And let them pick, because 85% of the time, research shows they'll pick empathy. But if you can bite your tongue, just give the empathy. Just say, wow, I see that you're really sad about that. And then stop all the advice and intervention that you want. They, about half the time, will come back to you because you built their trust and say, what advice would you give?
But I say to parents too, along those lines, listen more, talk less.